This week's episode of Lovers Quarrel is brought to you by Gainz Sports Gear, the manufacturer of elite and unique weightlifting equipment. If you're interested in any of our products, please go to gainzsportsgear.com. That's GAINZSPORTSGEAR.com. Embrace the process.
Hey everybody.
What's going on, world?
This is your girl Dani.
This is your guy TJ.
And this is another episode of Lovers Quarrel. How y'all doing? And how are you doing, sir?
Slinging and banging. You know I do.
Moving these bricks?
Exactly.
You've never touched a brick a day in your life?
Nah, all the time. All the time.
You're lying.
That's crazy to me.
So, before we go any further, we've got some guests, plural,
Yes.
with us today.
Our first couple.
Yes, this is our first married couple.
Can they hear me?
Yes, they can hear
Can they hear me? We already make this thing lit.
You
hear me?
I'm
sorry.
positive you just blew out their ears.
Definitely did.
I'm sorry.
They gonna blow. Oh my God.
They were like, who is this guy?
Not playing no games, man. Definitely not playing no games. Let me drink.
So, oh my gosh. Yes, we've got a little wine going.
Man.
And of course, we will formally introduce them when we get right before the episode.
Oh, we weren't supposed to talk yet.
No, you could absolutely talk, but
did
it's
the
just
job.
we're going to formally introduce. We have Chico and Coop, and you'll get to know a little bit more about them later in the episode.
Talk to him, man.
But as always, we have our elevator talk before we get started.
You're not even gonna thank them. They're like, thank you for listening. None of that.
Oh yeah, thank you for
What
listening.
about the new listeners?
I think they know by now that we appreciate that they listen.
I think you're pretty rude.
Okay.
But be great. Be great.
I learned from the best.
That's crazy to me.
Yes. Byerson blood, rude runs through it. It does.
I think you just cursed at me.
Okay, whatever. So, excuse me. Prepare for the closing doors.
Okay.
Going up. I'll go first.
Yeah, you got this.
I have a up on my elevator talk. I am this close. This is my last full week of school. You can't tell me nothing. My grades are submitted. I'm taking my classroom down. If you heard that voice, that is the beautiful Brooke.
Yes.
And we are going to have her on a little later. She's adorable.
She is.
So, point I'm trying to make though is that end of the school year is upon us. And Marvin Saps never would have made it because it was a long one. But I'm glad that it's almost over, so can't steal my joy. How about you, Mr. Byerson?
I don't have ups like that. I mean, you know, that was like up there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say mine's a downer. So my manager's leaving.
Aw.
So that's kind of.
She was a great manager.
She was a dope manager. I met the other manager today. She seems cool. She has like 20 of us because she took both of the teams. Mm-hmm. So she may not have time for us. So
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It may be up. So right now the elevator went down and it went right back up.
Okay, so you might like be able to fly under the radar. Is what you're trying to say?
I mean, I'm hoping so.
Okay.
I don't want to be micromanaged. I hate having to like reintroduce myself.
Well, to our guests, even though we haven't formally introduced you, Chico and Coop, you guys have anything that you anything good going on? Anything you want to vent that grind your gears? Anything you want to share out with us?
Well, I'm actually a little scared to talk about what grinds my gears because, see, my wife, what she'll do is she'll go along with it. And then I'll catch all hell later on, bro. So I don't want no trouble. I do not want no trouble at all. So, not right now.
Not right now.
But as I drink some more of this wine,
you might have something.
Bro. I might have something to say. What grinds your gears?
Coop. Or it doesn't have to be a grinding of gears. It could be something you're happy about, or something that's like, this made me smile this week.
Well, today, it's small wins. I appreciate little things in life. So,
what happened to you today?
Huh?
What happened to you today?
She about to tell you.
Oh, okay. All right.
I went out for lunch.
With who? What the hell you out to lunch with?
I went out to lunch, and it was so beautiful. And as I walked to the car, I thought, like, this has to be the most beautiful day of the year. I mean, I'm into how it feels on my skin, like, you know, the wind, like just a light breeze, and then it was sunny.
It wasn't too hot.
It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was just
if it can stay like that for the rest of the year.
That's what I was thinking. Like, wow, I was just happy to be out there, even though it was only for a half hour. I was excited about it.
That's dope. But sometimes that's all you need is a nice day. And it's been proven, scientifically proven, that sometimes, like, when the sun is out, people feel better. And then that's why when the wintertime, people get all depressed and everything is seasonal. So I support it. And Chico, you still reserving judgment on your elevator talk?
I'm trying to think what I'm happy about.
You have a lot to be happy about.
Yeah. Definitely have a lot to be happy
do?
about. I do. You know, when my wife's happy, I'm happy. You know, do you believe in happy wife, happy life? You believe in that?
Sure.
You do?
I hate when he says sure.
I feel like you're being sarcastic when you say that, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like he's being
I told him
sarcastic.
that when he says sure, it's a verbal shrug.
Yeah.
It's the
You've been
equivalent
doing
of
that for a
being
long time, though. Sure.
Yeah, it's been like.
But you know, you're sarcastic by nature. So
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, right, Dani?
Absolutely.
You don't think that you are?
I'm a positive individual.
I think you're definitely positive, but you're
not buying what you're selling.
No, I am.
You can be an.
Oh, I am.
Be an ass.
Thank you, Chico.
Yeah, she's down there, so.
Well, that's my. I'm gonna take that.
Exactly. I like where this episode is going.
Good.
So far.
Good. We'll keep it lit.
So with that being said, we're gonna move right into our relationship tip of the week.
I'm not gonna close the doors.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't close the elevator doors. Excuse me. Doors closing.
There you go.
This is what they said. I had like the voice for this type of stuff.
You
so,
do. You really do.
Yeah. So if this teaching gig doesn't work, I'm just gonna like be the.
Is it like a sound effect when you say closing doors or whatever?
No, that's just it. That is the sound effect because
Dig
like
it.
I have the voice of a elevator operator or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
So the relationship tip of the week is something simple, but it kind of, being that the summer is upon us and this is a time where people kind of really go out of town and everything, I think an important relationship tip is sometimes you need to travel together and sometimes you need to travel apart.
Agreed.
You know what?
I
know what my damn.
I agree.
You know what?
So I have
I know what it
2
is.
girls trips planned this summer. I have our couples trip. And I think those are important. We have a family trip.
You do.
Because you need those different dynamics when you go away. I do not support just being like, oh, I can only go away with my man. Or I never go away with my
Gotta
partner.
have your space.
Yes.
Exactly.
You need space.
Go.
You need to go do hood rat
What's the
things with
dates?
your friends. What's the dates? You already know the dates.
Yeah.
Once in July, once in August.
Once in June too.
No,
This
June.
year, we have a family trip planned. I turned 40 this year.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
See, that's my grind. Can we get to my grind now?
We going back?
Yeah, that's my grind.
Okay.
You said
We open the
that's my
elevator
grind.
back up.
Open it up. So, what do you call your people? Is this
Lovers.
Quarrels group? Lovers?
Lovers, sure.
That's what I call them.
Lovers? Okay. So, here's my issue. So, the wife turns 40 this year, right? She wants to be able, to take a trip, right? But my wife is extremely hard to plan for when it comes to going out of town. Let me tell you the reasons why, okay? So, she don't like the heat, so we can't go nowhere hot.
Really?
I can't stand being hot.
Right? Every single hotel has the possibility of having bed bugs, so we can't, she has to go to the nice hotel. I don't really have a problem with that, right? I have a problem with that.
Bed bugs are
But, yeah,
universal.
they're an issue, right. But, because it's already, because she doesn't like that it's hot, so you're already kind of limiting some spots that you can go to, right? So she wanted to go out of the country. Now, here's my grind. Is it called grind? What is it called?
Elevator.
No, grind my gears, right?
Yeah,
No.
it's something
You
that
can say
grinds
it.
your gears.
So,
Absolutely.
Neither one of us. We've never been to Paris before.
Ooh.
Right?
So he's going down on his elevator.
I'm going down the elevator.
You're going down on the elevator.
Okay, we've never been to Paris before, right?
Okay.
So I said, okay, let's go to Paris. But you know how you know your wife? I know my wife.
No, wait a minute. Hold up.
Listen, on the Lovers Quarrel, she should not
I
be able to
said-
interrupt me. Look, if y'all not going to delegate this, then y'all can get out.
Let him finish and then you have your rebuttal.
Delegate it. Whose turn is it?
This is your
It's
turn.
still your turn.
Point to the person who has the mic. Point. Because she will overtalk me. Thank you. So, my issue is that when it comes to going out of town, right? She will get upset if we go to Paris. She's not into like sightseeing, like the Eiffel Tower and blah blah blah. Like she'll get over there quick. She get over there quick. She wants to find the turn up. You feel me? She wants to
party
find.
and
She
eat.
wants to party. Right. She wants
Okay.
to party and
That's fair.
Okay. So I kind of Googled African Americans in Paris. Right. Didn't see too much.
Did you
Didn't see too much.
Did you type the other version in Paris?
What? Negroes in Paris?
Yeah.
Didn't see too much. Didn't see too much. So my thing is that I know how she is. I don't want to take her over there and then she be walking around with her mouth poked out because all we doing is taking pictures of the Eiffel Tower. You see what I'm saying? So what should I do here? I lost words.
Well, first of all,
I would ask her where does she want to go.
First of all,
I did that. She don't know.
He didn't suggest Paris. I suggested Paris. I gave him warning like years ago. Like, listen, I'm not interested in having a birthday party for my 40th. Let me tell you my issue with birthday parties. First of all, I gave him a birthday party for his 40th.
I remember. I think I was there.
Yeah,
You were.
My issue with birthday parties is that I realize that the people that you love and care about may not necessarily be the people that you love to party with. They don't bring the party energy, you know? And so you want them to come and act the way the party people act when they're out. You want them to be live, you know, you want to have a good time, and they're talking to people. Like, you know, they're just, it's like a social event. So I've been through that twice with my 30th and with his party. I was happy everybody came out, but I was so mad they were talking. Like, I just wanted everybody to, like, party. You know, party. And so I said, I'm not trying to pull teeth to get everybody to party. Forget that. Like, you know, my friends and I can do like a club takeover, get a couple tables or something like that. But I want to go on a vacation, like something really special and memorable for my 40th. And I told him, you have like a few years to get it right. Like, make sure that it's right. Like, I'm really into birthdays, right? I'm really into birthdays. Like, really it's the most special holiday in the world. Like, I love birthdays so much that when people sing happy birthday, like, I'm like damn near crying in the background, like, because it's so special. But anywho, so I told him, well, I want to go to Paris, right? And he's trying to convince me that, oh, well, Coop, you know, you shouldn't go to Paris because, you know, you're going to be bored after the Eiffel Tower. You should just go to New Orleans. Oh. See, he's not telling the truth. So he wants to know, no, it's my turn. It's my turn. So he wants to go to New Orleans because, first and foremost, he's always trying to save money. That's what it is. See, I'm telling you, it's not just about him wanting to. I'm telling you, the big picture is he just wants to save money. And so I told him, like, no, I want to go out of the country. I want to go somewhere really special. And so
Paris it is.
You should go to Barcelona, Spain. I heard they have a good party.
And I think that I don't know the distance between Paris and Barcelona, but I will say the good thing about Europe, from what I've been told, is that there you can like go to different countries or like different cities, and so you might be able to get what you need somewhere else. That's just in Europe.
I really want to go to Africa, but
I'm going to Africa next year.
I heard South Africa is.
That's where I really want to go. Like, that would make me so happy to go to Africa, but having Brooke so small, like, I would be worried half to death if something happens. We're so far away from home.
Got you.
Like, so, but
well, thank you.
Yeah, that's where I really want to go.
We appreciate for running that back for us, Chico.
Yeah, but he's just being cheap. Like, that's
how am I being? No, it's not. Listen, I'm not being cheap.
He's
lovers.
Always being
lovers.
cheap.
We're talking to lovers right now, right?
Yes, we are.
Lovers. I'm really not being cheap. The problem is that, you know, you're trying to plan something for your wife, right? You're trying to plan something for your wife, and you know her, right? So my thing is that why don't we go somewhere where you know the turn up is always going to be consistent? That's all I'm saying.
But the whole point to me of like a birthday trip is that I want him, like for my 40th, I want him to take me somewhere where I'm not going to normally take myself.
Got you. Makes sense.
Yeah.
We might have to touch on that a little later in the episode too.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said,
relationship tip:
travel together and travel apart. Like, sometimes you got to go and, you know, be booed up.
Exactly.
And then other times you got to like be with you guys, be with your girls, and you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's what they say.
It's the truth. Absolutely.
I agree.
So,
and with that, we are going to take a break. And let's get another message from our sponsor. So earlier you heard the voice of the CEO, founder, president, CFO, customer service agent, whatever you want. He's everything of Gainz Sports Gear. Embrace the process. And you can embrace the process using our code, Lovers10. Get 10% off your order.
Yes, sir.
home of the lock and load grips.
Talk to him.
So you want to embrace the process. Go ahead. I know you want to jump in. No. You got to jump in.
Listen. If anybody's out there that wants to work out, you understand? If anybody wants to get better results, okay?
Talk to him, Chic.
Go to our website, gainsportsgear.com. Yes. All right?
That's with his E.
I keep telling everybody, we are the manufacturer of elite and unique weightlifting and powerlifting, and coming soon, cross-training equipment. It's the Baltimore brand. Why wouldn't you bang with us? Gainz Sports Gear. Embrace the process.
And use the code Lovers10.
Not playing with nobody today. Not.
And use that code Lovers10 to get 10% off your first order. And now we're back.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And now we're going to formally introduce our amazing guests.
Exactly. Our first couple, our first married couple.
They are of our tribe. And we appreciate that.
We do.
Because we talked to a lot of people who were not of our tribe.
Exactly. So, get a different perspective.
Absolutely. So go ahead and introduce them.
We have Chico and Coop.
Yes.
Chico is the owner, president, CEO of Gainz Sports Gear.
Mm-hmm. Not only is he the president, but he's a member as well.
I would be remiss if I didn't speak about the company that my wife started. If it's okay with you.
I
didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear it.
We jumped in.
We were starting and we were getting
They
in.
were getting ready to get some.
He was giving to Chico.
Sorry.
They were getting
But
ready
we
to get
also
some
have
phone
Coop.
Talk to him.
And she's the owner of 2 businesses.
Not one,
but
2.
Oh, you was going to say that. Okay,
yeah.
My bad, lovers. My bad,
this.
lovers.
Yeah, so
lovers, I'm sorry. I don't know.
So she's better than him.
She is better than me.
Because
yes.
she's twice.
Yes.
Well, she inspired me to start Gainz Sports Gear.
Hey, I mean, that's what happens.
She did.
That's what happens.
Watching Shark Tank.
So we have Kitchen Chronicles for all your hair care needs.
Talk to him.
Luxurious locks.
And Tent My Party.
Tent, not tint. T-E-N-T.
Dani, have you tried Kitchen Chronicles for your hair yet?
I have, and I've used it on Tatum's hair a little bit.
She did, so.
I ordered the souffle.
Souffle.
The souffle. And didn't you have the oil too?
Just the souffle, because you said that was lighter.
Do you have a code for the lovers?
Not yet.
We're going to work on that.
We're working on that.
That's ridiculous. The lovers and I are friends.
You know what? We
Why
can just
wouldn't
make
they
up
have
a
it?
code right now.
Lovers 10.
All
And they
right,
can
so
get 10%
Lovers
off
10.
their first
Lovers,
order.
won't you wait until she uploads it into the side? You're moving too fast. Shut your ass up. You do not have nothing on your site. Lovers, we will have it for you next week. Please.
It doesn't take that long. It only takes me 5 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, you trying to have people
let
load
me talk
up.
about my business.
So just like that, Lovers, you get another set of discounts. So Lovers 10.
Yeah, Lovers 10. So Kitchen Chronicles, pretty much we're herbal hair care company. Like, we are really into hair growth, healthy hair. It's healthy hair is the style. That's what I'm about. It's not necessarily just, does it make me look nice today? It's how you gonna look long term, like when you take those protective styles off of your head, whether it be braids or weave or whatever, or you're a DIY girl, or you take your stuff to the hairdressers. What is it doing for you long term? That's what Kitchen Chronicles is about. And Tent My Party is the website. Kitchen Chronicles, and that's Chronicles with a K, haircare.com. And then Tent My Party is Maryland's first portable glam site. I want to say I started about a year ago. It's been really great, and it's the best feeling in the world for me to come in and turn somebody's living room inside out and just make it like such a memorable event. And I mean, I've had kids cry, I've had kids smile. I mean, it's the best feeling to be a part of something that I never had, to give kids like really great birthdays. So tentmyparty.com.
And we will have it on the bio, so you'll be able to check out
notes.
Check out the websites
and
like everything, and it'll be the IGs on there. So
exactly,
definitely dope concept. So
I bring the glam site to you,
so you can go work out. Come home because you're sweaty. You're gonna wash your hair.
Exactly.
And after you wash your hair, you put the Kitchen Chronicles in.
Exactly.
And then because you got somewhere to go later.
Okay, I like where you're going with that. Go ahead, because you got somewhere to go later.
You you do your hair because you got to go to your tent party, your glam site party later on. It all comes together.
And we do adults too. We do adults too.
I literally was just sitting here thinking, like, I would do that for my birthday because I don't like going nowhere.
Yeah. I even have outdoor. We haven't done an outdoor party yet, but we're waiting for you.
Ah, well, that's exciting. Mm-hmm. So, as you can see, we've got this amazing couple in front of us, and and you hear what their businesses are. And so we're going to just talk a little bit about how they came to be, how Chico and Coop became Chico and Coop.
Lord.
So get ready. Oh, boy.
Hold on, what are we talking about?
Are we gonna? We can't have no alternative to be. How we're not doing no alternative facts.
Hold up, how we got together?
How y'all came to be. This is a relationship podcast.
You are asking the right person.
How did y'all meet?
Lovers, check this out.
Oh my gosh.
I was minding my damn business. If anyone is from Baltimore, I was sitting and I was watching football game at, what was the spot?
Wednesday nights.
Talk to him.
At Eden's Lounge.
Eden's Lounge.
Who remembers that?
Eden's Lounge. This is back in the day. So if anybody's from Baltimore, they remember Eden's Lounge.
Absolutely.
We don't have shit now, but Eden's Lounge. I remember Eden's Lounge. So Cheek, yes, I talk in third person. Cheek was sitting at the bar, living his best life, eating wings. Enjoying the game. Yes, so I just had wings. How the hell are you gonna tell me? And I just got finished eating wings. You see, this is what happened. So I'm watching the game, and I feel someone tap me on the back of my shoulder like this.
They can't see you,
but they heard that though, didn't they? They heard that, right?
They might have.
Yeah. Like this, y'all. In case y'all didn't. I bet y'all can hear this. Watch this. I know y'all heard that. I know y'all heard that out there, lovers, right? Touched me on the back of my shoulder, right? So I turned around. And I seen this pretty brown skinned young lady, and her hair was actually just in a ponytail. Teeth white as cocaine. So she says to me, what did you say? Say it. And don't lie. Say it, because me and the lovers are friends. What did you say?
I said.
Talk to him, chick.
So here's the thing.
No, ain't no rewind. What did you say?
No, rewind. This part is very important. This part is very important. So there used to be like this guy that used to like party at Eden's Lounge on Wednesdays all the time too.
Nobody asked about
his name was Mike. Like we called him Everywhere Mike.
Oh, Everywhere Mike.
And
okay,
then so I said, Mike. I said, you see that guy right there?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. I said, I used to see him like around downtown, and I was just like, I really want to talk to him. Mm-hmm. So he said, well, go over there and say something. So I was just like... he says, so what are you going to say? So I'm just like, I don't know. I had like liquid carrots. So I'm like, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get over there. So I go over and I tell him.
And what did you say? All that round robin.
You needed that.
Yeah,
you did that?
That was very important. It was very important.
Because it was a bit kind of anticlimactic.
So like I walked over. That was like the longest walk ever because I didn't know what I was gonna say. It felt like it took 10 minutes to get.
Oh yeah.
Across the room.
You ain't never seen them like chicks in the day.
When really it was like 2 seconds.
Never seen them like chicks.
So I walked over and I tapped him on the shoulder and he turned around like with like a pleasant surprise like look on his face and I said, so you came all the way down here just to watch the game?
And what did I say?
Shit, I don't remember. What did you say?
I don't remember. But what I'll do is, I'll make some shit up. But look, let me tell y'all how she almost lost me.
Oh
okay?
My God.
So I like what I saw, even though she disturbed the damn game. I think it was like 4th and 1, and she disturbed the game, right? So I said, okay, well, she's nice looking, Cheeks single. I'm out there, trying to mingle, and her girlfriend came over. And I think she was asking you for a drink. Like, did you want a drink or something like that, right?
Yeah, and so I was going to buy the drink.
Now, this is where the east side of her came out. If anybody knows Baltimore, she's from Northeast Baltimore, right?
I'm not.
Where are you from? Did you ever live in East Baltimore? Yes or no? Did you ever live in East Baltimore? Yes or no? Did you go to high school in East Baltimore? Yes or no?
I'm from the West Side.
I asked the question. Did you go to high school in East Baltimore? Yes or no?
I'm from West Baltimore.
Please don't lie to the
However, I moved to Northeast in high school, and I feel most at home.
Where? Over East. Okay, then you're from the East then. If that's where you feel comfortable, right, DJ? Where you feel comfortable at? What part of New York?
Harlem.
All right. East Baltimore.
She's not from Harlem, though.
Okay, I understand.
Because I went to middle school and high school in Harlem.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. So she went to high school. She went to Mervo, right?
Okay.
So she went to high school in East Baltimore, right? Okay. Now, lovers, check this out. And let me tell you what she did that was totally beneath me. Let me tell you this. So look.
I cannot. So,
girlfriend came over, asked her if she wanted a drink. Now you would think that a beautiful young lady such as herself. All right, if y'all don't know her, just go to we'll give her IG so y'all can see what she look like, so y'all know how Chica's living. So you would think that she'd make going to clutch.
I did have a clutch.
No, the hell you didn't.
I did have a clutch.
Okay, all right. Let's say she had a clutch. You would think she would pull out a wallet, right? This East Side nigga pulled out some Orbit's gum, but no gum was in there, lovers. Money was in the gum pack. I said, Lord, what have you sent me?
Wait a minute.
You heard me? Y'all talking about the pack that opens up that has two sides, right?
The wallet.
But
it doubles as a wallet.
Right.
So in all fairness, I've never used the pack of gum as a wallet. But I did used to use the pack that my birth control came in as a wallet. See? Because it was flat and it was compact and it fit in my clutch.
Exactly. Oh, my clutch was so small it would never fit a wallet. But
women have to be resourceful.
Yeah. Listen, I made it work. That's the type of woman that'll stand by you. You better recognize.
So go ahead.
Okay. Well,
so you've seen this.
So I seen this and I was like, I don't know if I like that. I've never seen anything like that before. You know what I mean?
He said, did you just pull your money
out of a gun? Yeah. I mean, it was lovers.
Beneath you.
Totally beneath anything I possibly could believe in.
He said, this is totally beneath
But because she had listen. So
and he referred to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
Right. And
I should have ran then.
Because Chica's superficial, I love that she had long hair, right? So I said, I'm going to give her a chance. Give her a chance. So I danced with her, whatever, danced with her. And, you know, how many years later now? It's 8 years, right? Yeah, 8 years later.
8 years married.
8 years later, now we're doing a goddamn podcast in my living room. So, I mean, it is what it is. Kitchen, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the kitchen. Yep.
So you've been married for 8
Yes.
years. How long have y'all been together?
Oh yeah, see that's good. That's a white
8
type
years
question.
married and
put a couple years on top of that, so
like +3.
Yeah, maybe +3.
Carried 2.
Yeah, carried 2. Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
11 or something.
So obviously, like okay, you guys met. There was however much time of getting to know each other, dating, and you became familiar with each other's backgrounds. And so one thing that's a little different from our courtship or whatever is that not only have you guys dated other people before you met each other, you also had families before each other, because Coop, you have 2 sons from a previous relationship. And so now how did that, like, what was that like? Because we have, I'm sure there's like blended families is all the thing. We're both children of blended families and all that stuff like that, whatever you want to call it. So how did that dynamic?
Your older brother is not your mom's son? Or
no, we both have this.
We have different fathers.
Both our
you have the same mom.
Yeah, and same thing. So our mom.
Shout out to your mom.
First of all,
she's dope.
Yes.
Lovers, if you ever see this mother, if you ever see TJ mother, Jesus Christ, let me tell y'all something. TJ, listen, TJ is my frat brother, Lover. Okay, he's my fraternity brother, and when his mother comes around.
Shout out to my mother-in-law.
Wee! That's one beautiful young lady.
Yes,
Yeah, good. Your father probably gonna hear this too, right?
Yeah, they listen.
Well, you know, with the utmost respect, because I know your father got them hands, so I don't want no trouble.
Ain't nothing he ain't never heard before.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
Your mom is my idol. I want to be like her when I grow up.
I swear she had you at 12. She had to.
No, 25.
25? Well, she looks good, man. Shout
Appreciate
out to mom. Black don't crack. Black don't crack.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the blended family thing, the first thing he needed to get past, because I'll tell you, Chico had never dated, like, a woman with kids. And he had, like, this perception of what a woman with kids was like. And so I remember the first time he ever came to my house. And so he came in and he said, oh, this is nice. Like, surprisingly, it's just like, you know,
I wasn't surprised.
You were awful. It was so obvious.
No. It wasn't.
Okay, so the house was clean, and it wasn't for him.
TJ,
I kept a clean house.
TJ,
let me finish. It's my turn. Remember you said that earlier? Okay.
But she gonna make me forget my point. So he came
in. Be quiet. So he came in, and he looked around, and so he said, you own this house? And I said, yeah, I do. So he asked me how long I've been there, and I can't remember how long I've been there at that time. But then he turned around and asked me again, like a little bit later, like he was trying to catch me in a lie or something like that.
Can I address why?
What?
Can I address why? So this is for the men that are listening to the podcast. Y'all have men that listen to the podcast?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, all right. So TJ, think about before you got married to her, or before you were dealing with her, think about the females' houses that you went over back in the day, right? A lot of times, women kept a dirty, nasty-looking house. Right or wrong?
They might have.
The men out here understand that.
I'm a little younger, so
you're young, yes.
Yeah,
So,
we met when we were teenagers.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Okay, you wouldn't know. Okay, so the guys that dated multiple women when they were maybe in their 20s or whatever, right? They know that you dealing with chicks that have clothes thrown everywhere. I mean, it's just. A lot of women are like that. So for me to go in the house and I'm seeing like slick furniture, clean, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Plus she had kids. You'd expect that they had kids. I mean, it ain't nothing to step over and roll your ankle on a football or something like that.
A Lego.
Or Lego or something. You know what I mean? So, but her house was immaculate. So I just wasn't used to it. That's all. No disrespect. I just wasn't used to it. You see, I'm married. You should.
So
it was good.
So there was never any like hesitation with like, oh.
Yeah, it really was. Okay. I mean, like, everybody told him, like, get out.
Yeah.
Get 2 kids.
Out. Like, run. I'm trying to tell you. I even had, like they were even, like, friends of his who, like, somebody actually said, well, I can't believe I'm single and, you have a woman that has, like, 2 kids. Like, I just didn't meet the qualifications to be with him. But the crazy thing about it is, like, they were, like, really saying crazy things. But we were, like, really close friends. And so he would tell me the things, know. And I wouldn't necessarily get offended because, on paper, I was not the ideal person for him.
Typical.
Right. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But, life is not about what's on paper. It's about how people make you feel. So.
You're right. Yeah, because I mean, we caught it all the time when people would be like, y'all are so young. Like, how do you know? Are you really just going to be with one person? And I'd be like, it works for us. So I understand. It's just, it's always something and whatever works for y'all. So,
yeah, because I mean, it's just like you guys remind me, like my son and his girlfriend are like a younger version of you guys, and they've been together for like 3 or 4 years.
Who you talking about? Oh,
my son, my son Marquise and his girlfriend, and I love them together.
They do remind. Yeah, you're right.
I hope they like get like. I don't want them to break up. I hope they like get married and have a family. She comes from a nice family, so like I completely support it. Like I never say to him like, oh, you should find out what's out there.
Yeah, that was.
I love them together.
Yeah, that was his family. My family was a little bit more like explore. But I was like, no, I love him.
Oh, your sister said that too?
She didn't say it. No, she didn't. She didn't say it. I think she just wanted me to be happy. I think she was like, my sister's a realist, though. Right. So she was like, like,
it may not work.
She was like, it may not work. Like so it wasn't like she never was like hating on what we had, but she was just like, look, it could go one of 2 ways. So just be prepared either way. Like my sister has no cut cards when it comes to me. Like she's always gonna want to like.
Of course, want the best for you. That's true.
Yeah, she is. She wants the best for me. She wants to protect me, but she also doesn't want to like feed me, a line just to make me feel better.
Right.
But now.
So when did you know that Coop was the one?
And then we'll have that question for you in a moment.
I'm trying to think of the time.
I love when he talks about me. That's my favorite.
I think so. We were going to a restaurant, and I came to pick her up, and she came outside. and everything was moving slow. Her hair was just flowing from side to side, and she didn't have Kitchen Chronicles then, so I don't know how I was doing that. Right?
It's a great blowout.
Yeah. So her hair was, going side to side, and she had these tight ass jeans on.
That's everything.
Yeah, I know, that's true. You love that tight shit. So I said, "Damn, Cheek like what he sees. He does." So usually when I like what I see, I always hum to myself. You know what I mean? So when she was walking, I was like,
Negro Spirituals.
Negro Spirituals, right? Exactly, right. So I did that to myself, and I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
You have to lock that down.
Yeah. But she is let me tell you, she's aggravating as hell.
Oh my God. I wish TJ was as eloquent as you are with his description. He'd be like, I liked her. I loved her.
That's TJ though. That's TJ.
I know.
Thank you for accepting me.
That's TJ.
I'm gonna work on it.
I know.
But
I'm so eloquent, so I just,
But I know that he loves you though. It's not, I mean, you know that.
I do.
You know that.
So Coop, when did you know? Was he in slow motion too? With his beard flourishing?
I didn't have beard then.
Oh, you didn't. You didn't. You were babyface at one point.
Yeah, still was tight though.
For me, one of the biggest things that I loved about him is that
I'm about to put some theme music on. Hold on.
We could talk about anything. Like, I'm really big on communication. And so, our friendship was like really thriving. Like, we could just, things that seem inappropriate to most people. We talked about everything. And I love the way that he treated my friends. Like, my friends are like sisters to me, and I've had like boyfriends that kind of like disregard my friends and stuff like that. And it's just like, his friends are so cool. Like, I loved his friends, he loved my friends. We get together like it's a big party, and I just really love the way that he treated my friends. I love the way that he treated my boys, and I love the way that he treated me. It's just like, he really made me feel, and it didn't seem like work. Like, he really made me feel like, I was just like the hottest shit ever. Like I always felt like that. I didn't have to worry about. Yeah, I felt really special. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And now he just gets on my nerves. Like I'm joking.
No, I know I do.
Yeah. I'm joking.
We get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Yeah. Yes, facts.
That's a relationship.
You ever walk? Let me ask you: when you're mad, then how long did you stay mad?
That was actually one of our questions.
I don't stay mad nearly as long as he does.
Really?
You okay?
That's crazy.
You know
to
what?
me.
This is what. It's few and far between when I get truly upset. But I guess when I get upset, I might be upset a little bit longer.
No.
He, on the other hand,
I'll get
upset
upset
at everything.
No, I'll get
but maybe
upset.
they're in rapid succession. Like I'm mad, but I'm over it. I'm mad, but I'm over it. So maybe it feels
I'll
longer.
get upset and I'll be like, let's talk about it, and you'd be like, I don't want to talk right now. So you're prolonging the issue.
We're opposite. Like, I'm UTJ. And
like, let's talk about it and let's continue. You don't want to be like, no, we can talk about it next week.
Because him talking about it is him telling me all the which ways I was wrong, and then that's it.
We got to talk about the issue so that way we can move on. But now if you prolong it, now don't even talk to me. You might as well not say anything to me.
Do either of you guys have a word that you hear that your partner will say that lets you know, like, that's when I've like either hit a nerve, or like when I'm making a valid point and now it's like, oh, they said that, because like when he says whatever, that makes me feel like I made a valid point and now that's why the conversation's about to end.
That's not true, but okay.
So
me, I'm really big on communication. When I say, oh, okay, don't worry about it. Like, when I say that, it's over. I'm shut down. Like, he's the one, like, he loves to avoid conflict. I want to talk about it. And so as long as I want to talk about it, he's unbothered. He's not concerned. But when I shut down and I'm done, then he wants to talk about it.
Sometimes I feel like that's a little bit me too. Because like I will be open to talking about it, but then like when I'm really, really done, like I'm just like, No, I have nothing for you. But a lot of times, I just don't like conflict. I don't like argument. I don't like. I find it thoroughly exhausting. Like I need
thoroughly,
like physically and emotionally draining. And it's like I need a nap after.
But sometimes you gotta have those disagreements to build from it.
But here's the thing about you have to not think about them as arguments. Think about it as arguments. More so, just understanding one another, because it's no greater offense than being a repeat offender. I despise repeat offenders. Like
I do too.
He's speaking his language.
Yeah,
I do too.
I will not be a repeat offender. Like if you tell me, Coop, I really didn't like it when you did this, this, or this. I understand it. I remember it. It won't happen again. This guy, habitual line stepper. Right?
Am I a habitual line stepper?
All the time. All the time.
Oh, I guess that's why me and Chico get along so well.
Probably.
Because, you're making us sound like villains out here.
See, the problem with Coop is that it's like, so she's a communicator, but it's to the point where she's the only one that's talking, because you really can't get a word in edgewise, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I wish, is Vic here?
No.
So I wish my stepson was here, because we sit like, if one of us catching it, we call it getting that work, right? That's what me and Vic call it. So if he catched it, I'm looking at him like, damn, so you really getting that work? But she'll ask a question, and then when he answers, no, shut up! She was asking another question. You know what I'm saying? Or you laughing, but that happens all the time. Like, she'll talk to me, she'll say something to me, and I'm like, yeah, but no, she'll just talk over me. Or she will talk for fucking hours. Right, for hours. Whereas though, man, I'm like, I'm checked out. Like, I'm like, whatever.
But see, for me, this is the thing. It's like I don't want.
It could be over. It could be like,
I don't like to argue.
I could be like, Danny, you're right. And Danny would be like, no,
right,
I'm right, but.
But once I'm there, like if you push me into that zone of arguing,
I don't think that's true.
I'm not letting that. You wanna present our case from on the way here, and see who's right and who's wrong.
I mean, that's not really. I mean, we can.
All right, we'll take it offline. Because we got it. Otherwise we
I mean, we can. I mean, no, we can still bring it up. We can bring it up on the.
Let's finish our interview. It's not about us.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
But you know how you do.
See what I mean? That's the type of shit I'm talking about. So, well, we kind of asked about, how do y'all deal with disagreements? Well, I guess we kind of touched on that. So, in the vein of the spirit of when you're not seeing eye to eye, because that happens, especially when you're with somebody for a long time.
Yes.
Do y'all believe in going to bed mad?
Well, we go to bed mad all the time. We've been mad. Shit. I'm glad y'all here, because actually, this is the nicest she been to me all damn week. So.
No, I mean, I do put him on B Street. Like, he knows, like, when I tell him, like, all right, you're on B Street. I mean, I'm not fooling with you. But, we stay mad. You know, the thing about it is, realistically speaking, the longer you're with one another, and that doesn't make it right. But, you know, I want to say I leave him on Beach Street longer than I did when we were new. But, you know, but that, again, I don't like repeat conversations. Like, so.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think TJ believes in going to bed mad.
That's good.
But
I don't think that you should. I think that even I'm just saying, even though you're mad, it could still be like, I love you. You could still, you never know what happens.
That's true.
You never know what happens.
And I sometimes, like, there's been many of an occasion where we've gotten into an argument, or we've gotten into like just like a little nitpicking thing. And quite honestly, a solid night's sleep is all I need to like get out my feelings or to feel better. Because it's like you get to like literally like you
sometimes
sleep
you
on
be
it.
The bigger person.
So you sleep on it.
You can still go to sleep on it,
and
but
then I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm not as upset.
What happens if I don't wake up?
Well, I don't want that to happen either.
I'm just saying.
You take it to the melodramatic.
That's not a melodramatic, but this is stuff that happens. This is a real life thing.
In the grand scheme of life, there's so many people that don't get the opportunity to wake up.
So, I mean, that is the extreme.
Well, if that's the case, then why you want to talk to me last night then? Like, you talking when this damn mic is in your face, but last night, you know.
Were you on B Street?
Oh, you know you're on B Street.
Been on B Street for the last, how many days has it been?
See, he wouldn't care.
I can't even sniff the Jergens lotion that's on her neck at night.
You can sniff it, just.
Oh no.
So that's just my thing. But how do you guys keep it fresh?
Drink.
Date. Quiet. She goes.
Drink.
Date nights.
Mm-hmm.
You know, memory lane. Like you know, how he normally reels me back in is like he'll say something foolish. Like he's funny. So
he is funny.
And when he's in trouble, like he bites like really, really hard. So it's kind of hard not to give in.
You know, the issue is that we, you know, being married, you get into a rut. You know, especially because we still have. So she has 2 businesses. You know, I have a business. You know, I still have, you know, my regular job. You know what I mean? Me being a, you know, pharmaceutical rep. And what? Yeah. Legally,
something like a doctor.
Yes, well, actually, lovers, I forgot. I am something like a doctor too. Yeah, Chico wears a lot of hats. But the problem is that, you know, by the time we get in at night, you know, we dealing with our daughter. You know, trying to get her together for school, or whatever. Her hair is down to her legs, so you know, Coop is up doing her hair or something, right? So it's like. You getting a grunt. You getting a runt. You know what I mean? And you know, I might have to do like take care of my orders online. I still might have to put my calls in. So I gotta handle my regular job and my business. And so by the time I'm done that, you know, I walk in the room and you know, she watching Queen Sugar, but actually Queen Sugar's watching her because she's asleep. You know what I'm saying?
I know that feeling.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you kind of get, and that kind of draws us apart, I think. You know what I'm saying?
It can.
Yeah, so
that'd be for us too.
But when we were dating, we used to do like these wine nights. That's what she was trying.
That's actually like how we.
That's how she tried to reel Chick in.
No, yeah. That's how we. That's what drew us closer. So when I first met him, like,
I keep laughing at me.
When I first met him, I don't really like because he's a jokester, you know. So we would be on like joke time. All the time, you know, like I would speak to him like every once in a while. And so one day he came over my house and we were like how we're like sitting across the counter from each other, and I could tell something was really wrong with him, and he had like some personal issues going on. And that day he found that I'm like an awesome person to talk to. Like I'm that friend, because I still consider him my friend. Like we're not just married. I look at him like one of my friends. And so I've always been that friend that you could count on to keep it 100 with you all the time. Like whether it's gonna hurt your feelings or make you feel good or whatever. Like I'm always brutally honest. And so he was just telling me some things that he was going through, and I gave him like some really good advice. And I think that particular night, like he came over to my house like around like 9 o'clock. We look up, it's 2 o'clock, and we've been talking like for hours. And I remember that night was the night that we realized, wow, it's just not like all joke time. Like we actually really have something in common. And from that point on, like we kind of just talked about any and everything and every damn thing, and we still do. Like a lot of things that people find like inappropriate, like we talk about and laugh at, you know.
And that's I mean, listen, that's and what works for y'all is what works for y'all. Yeah. I think it's very important. And I guess before we jump on the next question, something just kind of popped up. So you do also have a daughter together, and I know that your businesses started after she was born, because she's 6 now. She's 6 now. And so what was it like as far as being like parents to an infant, a small child again for you, and first time for you, and like how that like played a part in your relationship at first? Because we're at the stage now where we have a 1-year-old, and you know we both work, and up until April of this year we were both in school. I'm still in school. He finished his second master's, and so
done.
What is like, how did that, I'm always interested to hear how you guys kind of made it through that, because a small child demands a lot.
It was a really big adjustment for us, because I mean there's such a huge age gap in between my middle son and Brooke, like they're 7 years apart. And so
me and my brother are 7 years apart.
Yeah. And I don't want to say independent, but he was to the point where somewhat he's independent, and then, you know, you have a baby. So, you know, we hung out a lot. Like, we went out to eat all the time. You know, we, you know, just were having like a great time. And Brooke kind of just like we had to
close the door.
Close the door on that for a while. And to me, I was kind of used to it because I'd been there before, but it was new to him. Like, I remember, case in point, TJ, I can't remember if you were there, but I remember the night that I brought Brooke home from the hospital. And like some guys came over to like celebrate or whatever.
He was there.
TJ was there? Okay.
Yeah, it was TJ. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is.
What?
I still hear this shit. I still hear about this.
When they brought Brooke home from the hospital?
The same day.
It was not the same day,
it
was it?
Was. I just came home that day.
It was EJ, and I don't think it was Yolanda brother Eric, because he's terrible. He ain't coming over there.
He listens to this too.
Great. Cat as hell, E. The hell with Boston. I think it might have been, I can't remember, it might have been one of the Neos, but whatever. But we were too loud, and the baby was upstairs asleep. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all were just there, just happy.
I'm all the way upstairs, like I could hear. See, and they were just having a good time, but
I'm a mother now too.
I understand it.
I'm just like, you gotta be
shut the hell up.
Me. Like I can hear it through the vent
because she's already waking up every 2 hours.
But that's before I had a baby. I had no idea. So.
If I had known that he was even over there for that reason, without a child, I knew that I would have fussed him out and told him to be like, if you
I'm pretty sure if I came over there, Chico told me I had to be over there.
No, but I would have been like, he didn't tell me that. I'm apologizing now. He didn't know. He never told me that he went over there the day you brought
him. I apologize.
Yeah, but y'all gotta understand. I was new to having a baby.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't an adjustment for me because I was used to it, but it was a big adjustment for him. But he made it. Yeah. He made it.
You're thriving. You're doing the damn thing as a dad.
He's 6 years in.
Next question, guys.
Oh my gosh.
He's 6 years in.
So, you want to take that next?
You got it.
Okay. So, we kind of touched on it a little bit before, but unlike us, and this is why we like to have couples or people on with different perspectives, relationships, is you guys have obviously dated other people prior to finding love with each other and marital bliss. So, how do you feel like your past relationships how did they help you understand that, like, okay, Chico was it for me and Coop was it for me? Like, how did the past help you recognize what was right in front of you?
You go first.
Well, with dealing with her, I mean, you know, Cheek was able to get over a lot on females. So she kind of would hold my feet to the fire. I thought I liked that, but I really just I don't know if I like it. You know, I don't know if I like it anymore. I really don't. Like, I thought I wanted somebody that could actually, hold me accountable for stuff, but I just want to live my best life, and it's hard to do that when you got somebody calling you out on every single thing that you do. So, yeah, I think that was probably what it was. She's a little different because, I knew I couldn't do the BS on her. Right? No, I couldn't do the BS on her. So
that's good.
Maybe that's what it was. You go, Reels.
So for me, I want to say, in my past, I was like such a softie, and I didn't grow up with a dad.
You should bring that side back, seriously. Like, really, like,
let her talk.
I didn't grow up with it. I didn't have a dad, so I didn't have anybody to like teach me the ropes and stuff like that. So I had to learn the hard way, and so by the time I met Chico, I had kind of been through a few bad relationships, and I was always like a nice girl, and I just always felt like everybody's winning except for me. Like that's what it always felt like. I felt like I was too nice, and this is where I think homeboys come into play, because I still have homeboys. So I had an ex turned homeboy. And I was like venting to him about like, you know, this relationship, like, you know, where, you know, my ex didn't treat me right. And he said to me, he said, Coop, he said, I'm gonna tell you like this, because I'm not easily offended. I'm not soft-hearted at all. He said, you know, you're like that good book on the shelf. Like, you're like that good, reliable book. Like, you read it and you put it down and it collects dust and you like pick it up whenever you want to read it. And it's always going to be there no matter what. No matter what you do.
Like, all reliable.
Like, all reliable. And I didn't get offended, and that changed my life. You know, and I'm just like, really? And that came from someone who was an ex who dealt with me before and knew the type of woman that I was. And he said to me, like, you're just like the book on the shelf. Like, people can pick you up and put you down whenever you feel like it. And I'm just like, oh, hell no, really? That's what I am. And so, like, you know, I just tried to really change that. I was more mindful of it. Like, when I dated, I listened more than I talked, you know, and I was determined that, you know, nobody was just going to treat me any kind of way. Like, you know, it's expectations, and this is how it's going to go. And I know it sounds crazy because people always say, oh, you treat people, you know, the way you want to be treated. No, I treat people just like they treat me. And so when I came across Chico, like, he was the perfect person to apply that to, because Chico is like the type of guy, because he's a salesman. Like, you know, he will do what you allow him to do. And you know, it was perfect that by the time in my life I met him, I had been through some things, so I was time enough for him. And so, you know, I was still dating, you know, and I would tell him that I was dating. And it wasn't just to get a reaction. I was really dating, you know, and he was dating, and you know, and so he had to be like a certain type of way, like, you know, to be with me. So, like, you know.
Okay, cool.
I was time enough for him.
I like it.
You kind of touched on that. So, how was dating in general prior to meeting each other?
What's the dating game? What's the dating game like? Because
I hated dating.
Yeah, she really didn't know.
I hated dating.
Really know what true dating was until, you know, I went out with her. You know what I mean?
What? What are you talking about?
No niggas she was out with really didn't even see the canine teeth. You know what I mean? In her, like, they wouldn't see the smile that she put on her face. So.
Yeah, he was really charming. I'm gonna tell you, he's really
talk to him, Jake.
He really made me laugh. Sorry, like, it was always a good time. I was always happy when I was out with him. It was like the happiest I'd ever been in my life.
Oh man. Remember, now hold up. Say that again. Can you?
It's recorded.
It's recorded.
It's recorded.
Yeah. It's recorded.
Can you send me that one? I don't care about nothing else. Just make sure you send me that one clip.
Okay.
Because when I be catching that work, remember I talked about the work earlier, lovers. I want to play that back. All right. Make sure you send it to me.
All right.
Oh my gosh. So we talked about how Chico and Coop came to be, how they knew that each other were the one, how the past relationships got them ready or let them know that each other was the right one for each other.
Where are you about to go?
I was about to jump into the other side of this.
Right. Well, before I do that,
It's time for a break or something?
No. I wanted to ask, what advice would you give somebody who's looking for love? Like, because again, not everybody's going to have our story. Not everybody's going to have your story. But for someone, we had a lover send an email, and she was saying how, you know, she's a nice girl, but she's getting the wrong people. And her thing was kind of like, we should have more people who experience life a little bit more, who can give feedback. So for people who don't have the Dani and TJ, you know, they may have a Coop and Cheek situation.
What do you say?
What advice would you give somebody?
I would say, know yourself first. Like, be a complete person first before you lock it down with somebody else, because you know you don't want to be out dating and you don't know who you are and you're looking for someone else to complete you, you know. So it's important to know who you are, what you stand for, what you love, what's okay with you, what's not okay with you. And secondly, or actually this would be first, don't expect things from other people that you can't give. Like, you know, because a lot of people have like these, you know, big expectations of other people, and they expect other people to come with something that they're not coming with. A lot of women are like that to me, you know, and I just really think like you really can't expect someone to bring something that you're not bringing and hold them to it. Like a long time ago, I had somebody say to me, one of my really good friends said, you know, I really want like a man that, you know, has like a GQ body or something. Like, you know, it's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's just unrealistic. Like, do you have a GQ body? Like, leave the man alone. Damn, you know, it's tough out here. Like, that is like so secondary. Dress him up and take him out. You know, that type of stuff is just not important. So I would say just like make sure your expectations of other people, you know, you can meet what you expect from other people.
I like it.
We're all waiting for Cheek.
For me?
Yeah.
Ask that question again.
He don't know if he forgot.
I do know. I know exactly. No. I want to piggyback on the question.
What advice do you have for someone who is still out there dating, as far as like what tips would you give them, or advice would you give them to get them to where they need to be ready for a relationship?
You're asking it differently.
I am asking it differently.
You said, what tips would you give someone who is looking for love?
Yeah.
When you look, you just gotta let it happen.
I can agree with that.
In my opinion, you know what I mean. When you out there looking for love, I think sometimes you attract the wrong people because you're looking for it. But sometimes you just never know. You know what I mean? It could be somebody that, you know, you're in the supermarket or something, right? And it could be somebody that's looking for a tomato. You looking for something, y'all right there, and you know, clash eyes. You just never know.
Got you.
So my thing is like, you know, but also I will say, don't look for it. But also, a lot of people, they say they want to be in love, but they don't really put themselves in situations where they can meet people too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to be at home thinking the nigga will knock on your door and say, "How are you looking for love?" So what's good? You know what I mean? Like, I think that, you know, you have to dating. Let's face it, it's a game. You know what I'm saying? And it's a game that you have to play. It's a game that you have to play, right? Because you have to play it because you got to weed out the bad niggas. You got to weed out the bad chicks. You have to, right? So it's kind of like the lottery. You don't win if you don't play, right? Well, I'm on some shit today, huh? You on some shit?
Yeah, you do have to play, but I'm gonna tell you though.
You ready to mess up my whole damn mojo. I know you already messed up.
No, I'm not.
I was doing
don't
real
say
good.
That about
I should
me.
have never brought you in.
You
Y'all were both invited.
You really have to, like, female perspective. Like, you really have to play the game right, because it really is. Like, dating, it's a science to it, and I could be wrong.
No,
but
you're right. Well, I'm gonna say you're right because my mother always says it's a game. Gotta play it. Can't be too eager. You know, based off of what they're doing, you don't do. You know, it's little things. So, but I can agree with that.
You know, it's just like, you know, in the beginning, like, my biggest thing is when you're like on that first date, listen more than you talk. Like, you'll find out a whole lot of stuff just by listening. You know, and I'm just really big on that because you'll learn a lot. Like,
and this is why I swear, like, I think, you know, God found me my person young, because I don't think I have.
And you acted right, so.
Huh?
And you acted right.
Well,
I'm glad you acted right, Dani.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You came over.
I didn't act like anything. I acted like myself.
You bagged me.
I didn't bag you. So yeah, because what episode are we doing? Our story from start to finish.
I think it's gonna be episode 30.
Episode 30. We're doing the story of Dani and TJ from start to finish, because he's got some footnotes that didn't exist.
No, you wanted me.
I wanted you.
Who called who first? in 2003.
No.
That summer.
We're not doing this right
on
now.
a Sunday.
We're not doing this right now.
While I was watching The Simpsons.
So Gainz,
called me.
Sports Gear, Kitchen Chronicles, and Tent My Party. How, and you know, whoever wants to go first, how did you guys come up with these? Because you guys are married, you are parents, you are working, but then you also are entrepreneurs, and so that's another hat that you have to wear, and that and it takes a lot. But we also want to highlight the fact that you guys are doing that. So where did the ideas come from for your respective businesses?
Well, I've always been like a dreamer. Like, you know, I went to culinary school. When I went to culinary school, I had like the dream of running like this restaurant or whatever. And it's like I could, you know, think about these things, but I never like put it into motion. And so we watched this TV show called Shark Tank, and we watch it all the time. And I mean, like, we've seen everybody come on the show, from kids to housewives to friends, like 3 brothers or whatever. And so we're watching it, and you know, and I'm telling Chico, I'm like, Chico, we can really do this. Like, look at this, you know, look at these people. Like, some of them had really, really good ideas, but then some of their ideas were crazy, and they really got a deal. And I'm like, this could be us. Like, we have to come up with something. And so I'm always like, you know, I work in Silver Spring, and it's a hump, so I have plenty of time to think. And so I'm driving or whatever. Well, first of all, hair care is just like, I could talk anybody's head off about hair. Like, I'm always like the go-to friend. You call, you got hair issues. Like, I'm like the like Dr. CB of like the hair care or something. Like, I'm always calling friends like, yo, I found this and it does. And then they run out and they buy it, right? It's always been like that, right? So when we moved to Baltimore County, like, the water out here is just like so harsh. Like, it's really, really awful. And like, when we first moved in this house, like, my hair was thriving. Like, it was at its best. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, I mean, it was everything. And it started falling out like so bad. And I kind of came up on Kitchen Chronicles, like, just out of desperation to try to find something to stop my hair from running down the drain, you know. And so that business was kind of like me just coming in the kitchen and whipping something up, trying this, trying that, and then, you know, handing it out to a few friends, and they ended up liking it, and that's how that got started. And but Tent My Party, like, one day I'm driving, and, you know, I wanted, because I didn't think of Kitchen Chronicles as a business. I just thought of it as, I'm just in here whipping this shit up for my hair, because I am determined that I'm going to, you know, my hair is like falling out. This is like not even me. Whose head is this? I'm going to get it right. So, you know, I'm just in here like mixing it up. But Tent My Party, I'm driving down the street, and I'm thinking of, purposely thinking of a business idea for Tent My Party. And at first I was going to do like a day spa, and I'm just like, oh, everybody does a day spa. And so when we moved here, I wanted to like get Brooke something like really special. And I always try to, because when I was a kid, I had like such a big imagination. And I thought back, you know, how much I love like forts and stuff like that. And so when we moved here, I got her a tent, and I surprised her with it one day. She came home from her family member's house, and, you know, it was in her room. And one thing that I noticed is that everybody that came here, like the kids and stuff, like, they all wanted to get inside of the tent, right? And so I'm driving one day, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, maybe I could do like a spa business. And then it just pops in my mind, like, everybody loves this tent. Like, what if I could do it like on a mass scale where everybody has their own tent and it's like a sleepover? So I come home, and I hadn't even Googled it yet. And so I called Chico, like, Chico, I came up with this idea. It's called like these tents, and I could call it like Pimp My Party. Like, what do you think? And he's just like, did you say pimp my party. Like, you can't use pimp and kids in the same sentence. I'm just like, you're right. He said, what about tent my party? Like, I think it's a really good idea. And so he kind of like, because it was an idea, but it was nothing more than that. And then I dragged my feet, and he kind of like pushed me. So I'm just like, oh, I can do both of them. Like, I can have like this hair growth oil that like is like making everybody's hair grow, and I can do these tents. Like, I can do them both. Like, I'm gonna do it next year, right? And then so when next year came, I ended up doing both. Like I said, I didn't expect that I would. And then I'm just like, all right, Chick, you gotta come up with something. I don't know where it came from, but like all of a sudden he decided that he wanted to like lose all of his weight. And I didn't care about him like losing weight. It wasn't important to me, but I couldn't even hang with him like when he was losing weight or whatever. And then next thing you know, like he's in here like drawing stuff on paper, and he's just like, I think I'm gonna, do like these, like sports gear or something like that.
Got it.
And like, I mean, I didn't really understand what he was saying until like the guy made samples for him, and I'm just like, wow, he has like a whole, like, that is so cool. And it kind of just, but we were motivated by Shark Tank. Like, the people coming, just ordinary people coming on Shark Tank really made us feel like we could do it. And I think pushing each other and saying like, oh yeah, you got this. And we also had a friend, and this is like where circles like really are important. So we 100%. Had a friend who has a dessert business, right? And you know how you tell friends things that you should tell yourself, but it's easier to tell your friends, but you don't tell yourself that. So like one of my girlfriends like started this dessert business, and she ended up getting into like a restaurant, right? And when she dropped the first sample, she was kind of scared, like, are they gonna like it? They not gonna like it or whatever. And next thing you know, that grew. And she ended up being all over the place. And then, so that made us feel like, oh, we can do it. And it kind of pushed me. And then I kind of pushed him. And then next thing you know, like all of our friends are, damn near all of our friends are like doing their own businesses. So
I think the hardest part of doing your own business is the fear. I think
it's scary.
I think it's the fear. It's like the fear of failings, the fear of, and we've had friends who kind of just say do it, and that's kind of been my thing. Like, I've tried different things that I'll be like, I'm gonna wait until next year. But now my new thing is I'm just gonna do it, and then if I fail, I'll learn from it. But I think that's the biggest drawback. Like, everyone is afraid to fail, or they want to wait until it's done. They want to make, like, nobody really wants to do all the work or see how it works. They want it to either be done or they're just gonna be like, nah, I'll wait into it. And I think that's like, that holds a lot of people back from doing what they can be doing.
But what helps though, when you're talking to your friends and you're like dreaming out loud and you hear crickets, like, oh, that's dumb, like you feel like, oh, I can't do this. But if your friends is like, yo, that is like the best idea ever, you should really do it. Like, that motivation, or having your friends tell you that you could, just telling a friend, you can do it. I can see you doing that. Like, it makes
definitely
a big difference.
So Yandy from Love and Hip Hop, she did like a woman's empowerment, and that was one of her tips. She was like, you should make friends with people who are doing things. Like, and someone else told us that, like, pretty much you should use your circle. Like, whatever you want to do, find your circle who can help you do it, because then y'all can push each other. So I definitely agree with that. You definitely got to have friends who's going to be able to push you forward. Otherwise, if they're crickets, you like, okay, well,
back to the drawing board.
Maybe this isn't good. So
everybody doesn't have an entrepreneurial spirit, though.
Definitely.
Like, some people just, like some of my friends, when I was talking to them about it, they was like, man, look, bills is paid, we good. You know what I mean? Like when she was hitting me with the Shark Tank thing, like, we love Shark Tank, but I was like, look, man, BG&E paid. The mortgage is a little late, but it's paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I will say, man, it's just, you gotta be ready for the work that comes with it, because it's a lot.
100%.
It's a lot.
100%.
Yeah, TJ's definitely the dreamer between the two of us, and I'm more like the, like, I mean, I'll ride the wave, but like, I'm not the
And that
the
works
originator of the ideas.
And that works for us. So, I think, but kind of like what y'all said, she pushed you to continue it, and she was able to bounce that off of you for you to give her ideas. I think you're only as strong as your friends. And like you said, it is hard work. Like doing this podcast, it's not easy.
Nope.
We made a lot of trips and a lot of money spent. It's a lot of no's you get or no responses, but then you get those yeses, and it's like, oh shit, oh, like this person responded to me. Oh snap! So it's another thing I would say is don't be afraid of the no's. I think that's another thing we're afraid of. Or, I'm not going to speak to this person because I don't want to come across like whatever.
And see, that's me. Like, I am not, like, I'm the type of person where I hope you see me on Instagram and Facebook because I'm not running up on you. He's selling his stuff everywhere he goes. Like, and that's naturally him.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just him.
But but that became me just because it was just like I have nothing to lose.
Right.
Like if I ask you to come on the podcast and you say no, it's just a no. But if I don't ask you, it'd be like I would never know. I may have asked you and you'd be like, sure. Yeah. Without a doubt.
But you made it a no by not if you don't
exactly.
ask, right?
So I think that's the biggest thing. Like you kind of have to push your brand, and sometimes even for myself, it was hard to do because I'm like when I got my second master's, I didn't talk about it. I got a new car, I didn't talk about it. Like
nice, bros.
Thank you. I don't really I don't want people to think that I'm trying to throw it in their face or anything like that. So I don't really talk about my accomplishments because it's just like. I don't I hate seeing people who post stuff just to say look at me. Nah. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not gonna be look at me or second degrees only took me a year to finish this one.
Right.
But going out of myself to be able to ask those questions, talk about my brand, where my podcast on my hat or where with a shirt, being able to talk about it, it's just something I kind of had to do, and it's uncomfortable at times. And the more I do it, it's like, oh, it's easier to do, but it's definitely it's hard. Having a business is not easy.
I'm finding that it's being afraid it's like a me thing because most of the time I'll see somebody and their hair is awesome or awful. And it's I want to say something, but I'm just I'm going to say. I'm having this whole debate going on. Am I going to say something? I'm not going to. And, if I decide to say something, most of the time, they're really nice. Yeah. I've never had anybody just what is she talking to me for? I've never had anybody come off like that. So
a negative encounter. Yeah. And it's good, it's important to know your lane sometimes. And I think the benefit of having a partner is you can kind of ping pong or whatever off of each other's strengths, because TJ has no problem asking, putting himself out there. I'm very uncomfortable doing that. However, once we get a toe in the door, you can put me in front of anybody. And it's just I don't like to feel like I'm having to sell myself or pitch myself or whatever, or ask and be rejected or anything like that. But once you say or once you say I'm willing to listen, that's when I'm okay, at least they're engaged with me, and then I'm good to go.
Right.
But with that being said, we want to thank you guys so much for this amazing interview. And
you're welcome.
As always, we've come to the time of the shows so Chico and Coop aren't gone yet, but we're closing out the part where we're talking about them, and we have gotten to our Lovers Quarrel portion of the episode. Ding 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 ding. Fight.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Brief today?
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
What's the quarrel?
So it's gonna be kind of like a round robin.
Okay.
Because I think we've got different sets of opinions, different experiences. So let's just kind of rattle them up. And now we've got, got two married couples coming to the table, and we're gonna go with there. So
the men are gonna win, but go ahead.
Well, it's not about a versus thing. It's
always versus.
You know what?
Always.
You're too competitive.
Listen.
So, first thing up, Ratchet Television. Yay or nay?
Who?
No.
Ratchet TV. These were some of the ones we
we talking about like Black Ink and Black Ink Chicago.
Yes, all TJ's favorites.
Love them. She
Love
hates
them.
them.
I don't have to see any of them. I'm ambivalent. I'm like
I'm in the middle. I used to like I had to watch them.
He used to live in.
Now I'm like, if it's on, I'll watch it, but it's not something that I have to watch. Like it's how many times is a scenario going to be the same? How many times are we going to have the same situation?
Same bodies, same storylines. So, which one's your favorite, Chico?
Damn, I have so many, man.
All of them.
I mean, I like. It really depends on who the cast is.
Only pick 3.
Right. If I only pick 3, I definitely like Black Ink.
Which one?
New York or Chicago?
Chicago has my favorite. No disrespect to my wife, but my favorite.
Who?
Charmaine.
What's her name? She's the one that does. She has the hairline. I'm Chicago.
Yeah.
Which one?
Charmaine?
Is that the one?
The loud one?
What's a couple of them that I like? The light skin one that's on the radio show.
That's
Charmaine.
I like
her.
her.
Light skin.
I like her, but I like Homeboy's girl. The dude, he's a rapper now.
Oh, Ford's girlfriend. Nikki.
Yes, sir.
Nikki.
Yes, sir. I mean, not that much. I'm just saying.
You don't like a.
Okay, that's one. What's the other top 2?
I mean,
top 3.
I definitely like Love and Hip Hop.
Which city?
You can't really pick, New York is
whack now.
Nah, New York is.
Atlanta's right now.
Atlanta's kind of trash.
Atlanta was running the show for a while.
But I mean, as far as like, it's really no. That's the only ones that's really out there, right? Because I don't like Basketball Wives.
Real Housewives.
We used to watch that together.
Real Housewives of Atlanta is not really a ratchet.
Yeah, I consider it ratchet.
It is. It's definitely not.
Okay, so Love and Hip Hop and Black Ink. Okay.
Who's smarter? Because you were taking too long.
Excuse me. I'm smarter than TJ.
Sure.
Although TJ thinks he's smarter than me.
It depends on
the situation.
With us.
100%.
TJ thinks he has all the common sense, and he thinks I have all the book smarts.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely the common sense one.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, I have to help him out.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I have more common sense than he likes to give me credit for.
No, I didn't say that you don't have common sense.
Then what?
I'm just saying you have more common sense than I do.
Mm-hmm. See, there's a difference between common sense and what you think makes sense to you. I think there's a difference. Strong difference.
I guess. Who's more responsible?
Who's more responsible?
This person.
I'll say you're more responsible than in general. I'm responsible in other ways.
We skipped one. Who's a better liar?
Oh, who is a better liar?
In our relationship or just in
I
general?
think we could do both. Who's a better liar, men or women? I say women.
Women, 100%.
Women.
But who's a better liar in your...
Chico.
Okay. Sure. I'm a better liar? You think I'm a better liar? What do I lie about?
I don't know. But I don't lie at all, so...
You're right. I'll take that because you like to be painfully honest all the time.
Dani's the queen of omitting things.
Omitting? Oh, yeah, put it to the side.
Okay, yeah. I'll lie by omission.
Chico will tell you whatever he needs to tell you to get where he needs to be.
See, and I don't want to hear... See, so this comes back to... I don't want to hear his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just happen to, like, leave out a part... Mm-hmm. If it doesn't hurt anybody, like... if I can like, just kind of avoid and go around a potential, like... I'll hearing it again. Then occasionally I'll do that. Not with the important stuff, not with the big stuff, but like the little stuff. I'll be like, yeah, sure.
That's Chico.
I'll take that.
That's fine.
I'll take that.
Friends in your marital business. Yay or nay?
Or family.
Or family.
We learned the hard way about that. Keep them out.
Yes.
I think it depends. I think it depends on who that individual is.
I agree with that.
And how they do it. Because I go to my mother for a lot of things, and my best friend Eric, and I go to them because they're gonna tell me how it is. If I'm wrong, they're gonna be like, TJ, you're wrong. Period. Like, it's not gonna be like, well, I know TJ, or TJ's my son, so I'm gonna side with him. No, TJ, you were wrong. And this is where you were wrong at. So I'm okay with telling them my business because they're gonna give it to me honestly. But it's probably other friends I probably wouldn't say anything to, or family, because I mean, family, it's always tough because when it's a bad thing, they can hold grudges, and friends can do it too. Right. And you know, y'all may be good now. Y'all good now, but your friend still holds a grudge, and now it's like, you know.
I think that the most important part is that, okay, so like, you know, Chico and I are the couple. We choose who we want to go to for advice. You don't get to choose to come in. Like, you know,
like, I'm gonna just insert myself right
I'm just gonna insert myself into
what's going on,
your relationship, because the thing about it is that if we reach out to people who have opinions that we respect. You know, like, you having some type of relationship with us doesn't mean that you're qualified to insert yourself. So I think that having someone to talk to is like so beneficial in a relationship, because I feel like the most dangerous people are people who have no one to bounce anything off of. Like, so, like, what's going on in your mind is official, and that's it. Like, you know, I have been blessed where, you know, I have, like, we have couple friends, you know, that we can go and talk to, his friends, my friends, not everybody, but just designated people. Let me run this across you. What do you think about it? And you know that they're not gonna rock with you just because, oh, I've known him longer, or because you know, I've known her. They're gonna keep it 100, and it's been so, like, it's been so important, like, in our relationship, because the thing about it is I try to tell everybody, just, you know, being in this with Chico, or just someone who has had like long-term friendships, like my oldest friend is from the 3rd grade, you know, is that people think that what determines success in a relationship is, you know, not having issues. That's not real. You know, there is no relationship, whether it's with your children or your mom or your dad or your significant other, that you can have that's like no issues.
Exactly.
Real relationships come from, you know, being able to tackle everyday life issues and still surviving it, you know. And I just really think that it's important to have somebody to bounce things off of. Like, agreed. So that has been really like good for us to have like those type of people in our corner.
We always say marriage, it's not a job, but it's work. Like, it's not something that you have to clock into, but you do have to work at it to make it work, because we've had the best times, we've had the worst times, but you know, the love is there, and with that, it that's kind of what keeps us there. And like you said earlier, like, me and Dani are friends. We became friends first, and then we became boyfriend and girlfriend and all this other stuff.
Yeah, and I think too, it's like, I think when you choose, like, everybody should have like at least one person to be like a sounding board. Like, you don't have to come with them with everything that goes on, but sometimes you gotta have that person
that know what the bodies are.
Yeah, like, and like that kind of knows each other and won't just side with you just because it's you, and won't just, you know, and but also won't like shit on your partner because they did you wrong or they said something crazy, because, you know. And I think one thing I think we've been kind of blessed to have is that in having been together so long, we made a lot of friends, like lifelong friends, together as a couple. But that's still like, love us as individuals and love us as a couple. And so they know TJ and I both well enough to like get, like, I know who TJ is, I know how Dani is, and so therefore they can give us as close to as an objective point of view when I call her and be like, bitch, like, let me tell you what this motherfucker said to me. You know what I mean? And so, and she's like, well, you know how that's TJ, how TJ is, or maybe the, you know, and that's important. But you know, I always try to keep that circle small, And then also to try to make sure I'm not talking to people who, because there are just some people here who do love you very much, but who are so loyal to you that they will like just, they'll, next time they see your significant other, they'll be like, I got no words for you. And that's like, you don't want that either.
I think that the people that you decide to talk to about your relationship, they need to be people that's down for y'all. Not people that's just down for you. You know, that's people that are down for y'all. They love what you have. You know, they respect what you have, and they want to see you together. The worst thing you could do is like ask somebody for advice that, first of all, can't relate in any way, shape, or form. Like I'm not going to ask my single friends about what I should do with my husband. Not saying the single friends don't have something, you know, meaningful to add, to offer like to the conversation, but it's just not for everybody. Like when I ask somebody about like relationship questions, I want somebody who has kind of like been here before, you know, that really understand us and what it's really like to be in a relationship and understand that relationships has ups and downs. That's just like, you know, Chico and I could say, oh, you know, he gets on my nerves or I get on his nerves. But, you know, if you're talking to the right people, they understand that when you say those things, it doesn't mean you don't like them anymore or you don't want to be anymore. You just mean you're not feeling them today, but you still love them.
It's the reality. Like any person that you're around for that long.
All the time.
All the time.
Absolutely.
And go back to your travel tip. I mean, your relationship tip. Sometimes that's why you got to be apart and be together so that way you can, like, kind of get back to it. You know, sometimes you got to.
Miss me.
I like it when I miss you. It's better for both of us when I miss you. So, but I think that's important.
I agree.
Chico, any last words? We're going to wrap this sucker up, put a nice little bow on it. I wish I could see him. We should have recorded. We should have still recorded, video recorded.
This is my last words. Last words, right?
Sure.
Lovers.
Verbal shrugs.
If you're trying to work out and you need to have something important in your gym bag.
Yeah, he's gonna throw.
One more time.
Shameless plug.
Gainz Sports Gear. You understand me? If you're not following us on IG, follow the movement.
I'm gonna put it on there.
You gonna put it on there?
I'm gonna put it on
but just in case he doesn't, it's Gainz, GAINZ_sports gear. Follow the movement. Embrace the process. We're here for you. Thank you. Y'all getting on my house now. Y'all getting on my house.
We about to wrap up. We all got work in the morning.
You hear me? I mean, they doing my house. My daughter had no dinner or nothing.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. What kind of podcast is this? Daughter upstairs probably sleep and hungry. What parents are we?
We're sorry, Brooke.
All for Lovers Quarrel.
We appreciate it.
Coop, just real quick, where can people find Kitchen Chronicles and tentmyparty on Instagram?
Now you can plug yours, huh?
Or anything?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Kitchen Chronicles, Chronicles with a K.
Man, on a slow ass Facebook.
I know Facebook business is awful. I can't comprehend, like it's so hard, but I mean, work with me. I'm trying. Kitchen Chronicles with a K on Facebook. Kitchen Chronicles Hair Care, I'm sorry, on Facebook and IG, and on IG and Facebook, tentmyparty. Tentmyparty.com, kitchenchronicles.com.
And it'll be all in the show notes.
Of course.
Good.
Well, we must thank the lovely, hilarious, insightful, intelligent Chico and Coop.
Yeah.
With the entrepreneurial spirit.
No problem.
For joining us on this episode of Lovers Quarrel. This is probably definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Do you think
I've laughed. I don't think I've laughed this hard.
Was this the most lit podcast y'all have had so far?
It's up there.
See, we talked about the short thing earlier, right? Sarcasm.
I say this is my top.
Give me a top 5. Give me a top 5. Give me top 5.
Top
Give me top 5. Or top 3.
This is my top. In my top 3.
You can be top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
All right, rank it. 1, 2, and 3.
Hip hop.
No, I'm talking about podcasts. Why you keep want to talk about hip hop with your non-hip hop ass? Why you want to keep talking about hip hop?
Because I want to give a shout out to Cardi B. Like,
oh no, I like it like that. Oh no.
And on that note,
this has been another episode of Lovers Quarrel. Of course, if you have any questions or concerns or comments, email us at loversquarrelshow@gmail.com.
Dani drunk, y'all.
Follow us on Twitter at loversquarrel7.
Fucked up, y'all.
I am tired.
And on IG, we're at Lovers Quarrel Show.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. So
we're getting kicked out. It's the first time we've ever been kicked out.
Exactly.
Dani's talking with eyes closed.
It's the first time we've ever been kicked out on our own podcast.
Yeah.
So
with that being said, we thank you for listening to another episode. I'm your girl Dani.
I'm your guy TJ.
And as always, we fuss.
We fight.
But we love.
All
Bye.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Here's the theme music. Do 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 do.